We all know people that like they've been, from the beginning, you're like, man, that kid, he's something special or she's something special. And wow, everything they touch turns to gold. They're a straight A student. They're popular. They have great interpersonal communication skills. They get great grades. They're a peak athlete. And I was none of those things. And so to your point, right, it wasn't looking like I was destined for greatness. And on my second day of my Cutco sales training, we learned about something called the Cutco Fast Start Record, which basically was the first 10 days in a Cutco career. It's called the Fast Start. And the company sets you up with a lot of incentives to try to motivate you to get a really fast start to your career. We learned about the company Fast Start Record, which a young lady my age at 19 years old, she had just broken the record 2 weeks prior. And in that moment, I had a thought which became a belief. And I believe this is one of the most important beliefs for any of us to embody. And the thought was, well, if she could do it, why not me? Like she's not living in Beverly Hills. She actually lived like 30 minutes from me in the Central Valley of California. It wasn't some fancy area. And most of us have a different perspective when we see people that are very successful. We create a separation in our mind of, oh, they're different than me. They're better than me. If only I had what they had. If only I had the youth or the resources or the knowledge or the charisma, right? We find all of the things that they have that we don't believe we have that are different. And in that moment, and for all of us, anybody listening, we've got to find the commonalities. And the first most fundamental commonality is they're a human being and you're a human being. And as a human being, they have the same fears and insecurities and, lack of motivation and they feel tired and fatigued. But they choose to do the right thing. They do the thing they need to do. And so we have that ability. And for me, I went, if she could do it, why not me? And then thank God I had a mentor. I called him. I said, I have to tell you, I know I gave you my word I wouldn't quit, but I feel like there's no way I can achieve this goal. I can't even sell a single knife. I'm 0 for 3. And he said, Hal, I would imagine you feel like quitting right now. I said, yeah. He said, let me ask you a question. He said, it's kind of rhetorical, but I'd like you to answer. Do you want to be successful in your life? I said, yes, of course. He said, okay, in this situation, what do you think a successful person would do? Would they quit? I said, no, they would probably get on the phone and schedule as many appointments as they possibly could for tomorrow and just keep going and do the best they can. He goes, why don't you do that? And so after those 10 days of ups and downs, and I had 23 people not buy from me and 40 people buy from me. I mean, it was below company averages. I just outworked everybody else. And that was something that for me, I never had a work ethic until Cutco. I never had a work ethic my whole life. I was very lazy, but having a mentor and having a goal and committing to the mentor so that I had accountability to give it everything I had until the last possible moment, that was what enabled me to literally in 10 days become a completely different person. I reinvented myself by simply committing to a goal and having somebody hold me accountable to follow through.